You know how it is in business, man. It could be so hard. Sometimes I think, man, am I crazy? Am I delusional? How does one navigate through those tough times? How does one navigate when he's struggling to pay his employees, when he's got a mortgage, you've got a relationship, you've got things in your personal life? How does one navigate through the really, really tough times in business to see the other side, to make it across the other side? Because many people don't. Many people don't reach the finish line. Many people give up. Many people stop and say, you know what? Doctor, let me just go and get a job. Let me just go call it quits. Why am I here stressing out, being stressed when I can just go accept the salary? How does one navigate through the difficult times of business?
First is that two reasons, two ways. First is understanding the season of life that you are in. You got to understand the season of life that you're in. And you also need to understand the type of business that you do. So every business, like every craft growing up, before 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, the primary job of humans are created around being a farmer and being a hunter.
Mhm.
Okay? It's either you're a farmer or you're a hunter. That's how your primary occupation of the human has always been. So farmers groom. You could groom your animal, you could plan to groom, but hunters go out there and see what they could get. Now, the truth of the matter is that a hunter will always get something to eat every day, but there's no guarantee of tomorrow. But the farmer might look broke and hungry today, and in the next 5 years, he's got stability and he's working. I would say, if you know the phase of life that you are and what you're building, then it's important that you know, am I in the hunting phase? Am I in the farming stage? Now, if you're a farmer, it's important that you make friends with hunters. Oh yes, you must make friends with hunters. Don't make friends with other farmers. Because other farmers are going to have similar problems to what you have. And like my dad will always say, bad company is not the guy that runs with vices and multiple stuff. If you sit down with someone and both of you can't help yourself, you're keeping bad company. Right? So you need to find collaborations that would advance while you're building something big, they're supporting you for the present, right? Or what we call in business, you divide your business in such a way that you have your big project and you have your low-hanging fruits. Right? So your low-hanging fruits could be those little things that give you 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 or 5,000 by the end of the month or 6,000 to get by while you're building something. Right? But what happens is that some people get too fixated on the present that they lose out on the future. Some get too fixated on the future that they lose out on the present, right? But if you ever want to navigate, it's always a phase. No matter how rich you are, you get to the point where you're clueless because what you have in the account cannot sort out your present needs. Could be the vision that you're looking at, right? Someone could say, if I get 100 million, I'll be all right. When you get 100 million, definitely you probably might have a private jet. Now to fuel it, to do the parking it in the hangar and pay the crew is another challenge on its own. It's all issues. You've got issues at different levels. Every problem is equal. So what I try to say is every now and then, understand the phase of life that you're in. But I've also seen a lot of man-made, which is not a natural occurrence, man-made challenges, which is you've got a phase of abundance and you mismanaged it, which I've seen lots of people do. At the point you've got a phase of abundance, you got some 400, 500,000, $1 million, $2 million that came in, and you mismanaged it. I always say, understand what your lifestyle is and what supports that. If you're in the lifestyle of $200,000 a year and you have a windfall of about 10 million, you didn't have 10 million to spend. You have 200, you have literally about 10 years up front. That's what you've got. Right? Even more. Because 200,000 is about 2 million. You've got, so you know where to appropriate yourself. So you could increase, but not marginally, but not exponentially. And I've seen lots of billionaires, I've seen lots of business people do that. You know your business is going to be in a mess if you don't do anything, but you took out a huge chunk and went on a very luxurious exotic vacation. Right? Now, when you come down from the vacation, you could have put the business in a position where it could generate. And this is not to say that I could be very shrewd at times. I could be. But I always say, before you go on that vacation, I have lots of friends. Oh, I want to go on vacation. I want to go to this. I want to go to that. Before you go on that vacation, I want you to show me your budget for your marketing put aside for the next 6 months. I want you to show me the budget for your Facebook ads or your social media ads put aside. Because you can't go for vacation and come back and there's nothing to drive the business. You just blew a whole budget, 6 months budget, 10 months budget on marketing. It all happens all the time.
Hey, what's wrong? Bro, I'm stressed out. I'm running my business. I've got to serve my customers, but I need more customers coming in. I can't keep relying on word of mouth. Why don't you just use ETS Rabasha Media? Who? Well, with AI now, what they do is they go in, get your perfect clients, bring them in front of you. So all I've got to do is run my business and he brings me opportunities. Think about it. You speak to 3,000 of your ideal customers, convert 1% of that 3,000. That's 30 people. 30 people in a room with you. Can you convert that? Of course I'll close them. I'm good at what I do. I just don't have time to be going and looking for my perfect client. Focus on what you love doing and let them bring you customers. When you win, they win, commission, ching. Sujira Rabasha, huh? Yeah, Sujira Rabasha. Go and Google them, man. Come on, take it to the bank.
If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to click here, and I'm sure you're gonna love that one.